Hello, this is Jennifer Bone from Swick Library. Hello to the Journalism 101 class. I just wanted to show you some tips and tricks on Google, just the regular old search engine. Now, you always know that when you start with Google, you get your Google Doodle across the top here. A lot of times there's a game you can play with it, or you can just click directly on it and you can see the game that you want to play, or kind of look at the Google Doodle archive. So that's all found right there. Now back also on the front page, you'll see underneath the search box, there's a button that says Google Search, which just gives you a list of results. To the right of it, there's a button that says I'm feeling lucky, I'm feeling puzzled, I'm feeling artistic. A lot of times when you search things in here, and I'm just going to put in Elvis Presley, you get just your regular search. But if you do the I'm feeling lucky button, if I don't click on it and I just click I'm feeling lucky, it'll take the most popular result and just land you right directly on that page. So there's not a lot of choices. They just give you the most popular landing page. If we go back, they also usually have a link down here. Right now it's saying make the most of your time at home with tips for recipes, workouts, and more. If you click on that, it's going to take you to YouTube with a page of things where you can go and look at things that might be helpful or fun for you to do. Back on the page, on the right-hand side, I have a Google account. So I am logged in, which means I can take my browser bookmarks with me wherever I go. So the ones at the top of the page here that you can see are going to be ones that I use all the time for being a librarian or places that I need to go. So I have those always available to me right at the top. Below that, you'll see I know that I'm logged in because I have a little picture there, and that shows that I'm logged in as myself. Now, to the left all the way right here, it says Gmail. If you have a Gmail account, you can access it quick. The images button, if you click on it, looks like this. And if you search something, you can find images, and there's a secret hidden toolbar. I'll search poodles, and you just get a whole page of poodles. You'll see across the top you can narrow down by these subject areas, but there is a secret toolbar if you click right here on Tools, and then you'll see it drops down. You can kind of look at poodles by the size of the picture if you know you need a large or a small picture. By color, so if you know that you like blue poodles, you can click on blue, and you'll get your blue poodles right here. So know that if you're putting a PowerPoint together and you want a particular color, this is where you can kind of narrow those down. Also, if you need, it kind of folds back up sometimes. If you're doing something and you need usage rights, you can't always use a picture if you're going to use it for a publication or things like that. You can select from the drop-down list right here what type of picture you want. If you want one that doesn't have any copyright or anything like that, you can select that from the box right there. There's also type if you want to do a clip art, a line drawing, or a GIF. A lot of times the line drawings are cartoons that you would see in newspapers or coloring pages. And you can always go back to any type. The time something was uploaded is right here. So if you know there's some picture that you're looking for that's very recent, you can say, I want the picture of Justin Timberlake that's been kind of put out in the past 24 hours, and you can do that limit right there. And then that's going to say this is how many hours ago that picture was uploaded. So if you're looking for something very recent, you could do so right here. So that's how Google Images works. To get back to our Google search page, you can always click on this little buttons area right here and click on the search. It takes us back to the home page. Also, you'll see that there are all of these tools next to images. This is going to be where you can go to all of these different areas, whether it's your account, a regular search for business, Google Maps, right here, whenever it tries to find your location, and you can always type in things like pizza near me, and it should identify on your map all the pizzas near you. If you go down to the left, you'll see that you can click on satellite and it will identify them. In the left-hand side, it will kind of give you the number and how many stars it's had. You can also do other things near you. If you're looking for a pharmacy, it'll identify those as well. So you can see those all on the map. Again, to go back to our search, you can go right here. If you look more, you'll see that you have your YouTube here, which you're very familiar with, I'm sure. Google Play is a place where you can go to purchase things like books, music, and movies, but we recommend as your library to stick with libraries where you can get things for free versus purchasing the downloads through Google Play. There's the Google News site, which you might tap into. You can kind of customize what you're looking at. They can kind of target things for you. Once they know that you're logged in, they can kind of flag articles for you to read. So this is just a page that has all of the news sources. Also, you'll see that there is Gmail, another link right there in that menu. There is a list for contacts. So if you wanted to kind of get some contacts created in here, and they have a couple of other programs that use those contacts that you can tap into. Google Drive, some of you will use for your class to save papers and work with other students. It's just like a cloud place where you can go and put your computer work and things like that. So if you save something to the cloud, Google Drive is one of those places you can go. There is a calendar. If you want to track things on Google Calendar, you can always use that feature. If you want to use Google Translate, you can put something in here. Hello, how are you? And they'll kind of translate it into the language that you want. If you want to change the language, all you do is do the drop-down arrow. If you say, oh, I want to make it into French, you can do so right here. Right currently at the top, it's looking at the text, but it can also upload documents and have them translated for you. So just know those features are there. Also from this little drop-down box, you can look at your Google Photos. So this is a place where you can save your photos to the cloud. So you can upload photos there. There's a Duo. I think this used to be Google Voice, where you can call people for free over Google Duo, but they also do video now. So there used to be some feature called Google Voice, but I think Google Duo has taken that over. Of course, there's shopping. If you wanted to come in here and look something up, if you wanted to find a stapler, you can kind of look a stapler up if you wanted to order one. I a lot of times use the available near me. So if you need like any kind of device, or if it doesn't do it for toilet paper right now because it's a too hot of an item. I took the available near me button away, but you can kind of look here and they'll tell you exactly what stores have the product that you're looking for. You can narrow down by brand, style, or type. Also over here, you're going to see that there are tools for finance and like Google Docs and spreadsheets. There is a tool here that we as your library think is really cool. It's called Google Books. You can come in here and we can type in Abraham Lincoln, and you'll see that you get some choices that come up. Now, Google set up camp in about 10 universities. They've been scanning books and putting them online for free, like large previews. So you'll see right here, I'm looking at all of these books that are coming up for Abraham Lincoln. Anything that says preview, I can click directly on the preview and it'll take me to a preview of the book. So right here is what I'm looking at. And this is actually the newer version of Google Books. On your computer, you might have the older version of Google Books. So this one actually has a little X right here. So in the preview, it comes up because you'll see that there's some print behind there that you can't actually read. You can make the book that you're looking at bigger and smaller with these tools. You can search for a particular word in the book. So if I looked up Martha, or if I looked up the word president, it'll find the word president for me. And so that's how I can do that. If I wanted to look at the text behind, I can just go right here. And then I can actually also, if I use this book in a paper, it will write a citation for me with this button right here. So I can just copy the MLA citation and take it with me. So that button lives right there. Now, on your computer, you might be looking at Classic Google Books, and there's a link right here to Classic Google Books. It looks a little bit different. I can search inside the book here. It's a little clunky when they're going, so it looks a little bit different. They are really pushing that new Google Books right now, so I'm not sure how long the old Google Books format has to be here, but just know that that's a tool as well. Also in our drop-down menu, There is a blogger, so if you want to create a blog, you can. You want to create slides like PowerPoint, Google Hangouts, you can go and talk with your friends. There is a keep button. It kind of allows you to kind of create little notes for yourself. If I just say exercise and I can click it, pin it, it's like a virtual bulletin board, and you can make it different colors. I can say, yep, can I pin up the note? And then there it goes. I have my notes pinned right here. So that's something that they're kind of trying out. There is a Jamboard. And a Jamboard, I was looking at this earlier, it's kind of like a virtual bulletin board as well, but you have these tools on the left, so you can always write something on here. It's like a virtual whiteboard. And you can see in the top right-hand corner, you can share it with other people, like possibly in a group. You can add pictures, which I added an image. This little button on the left is a laser pointer, so you can see that work right there. You can put sticky notes on here in various colors. So it's similar to the product we were just looking at, but they're just trying out some other things. So just know that that is the Jamboard that you might want to play with. And then also below down here, Google Classroom is where you can meet up with your teachers and things, and some of you might be doing that. Google Earth is a ton of fun. You can look up your address on Google Earth. So you'll see it takes a minute to load because it's getting all of the satellite information. We can look up SWIC on here and see if we can find it. I'm going to skip the preview, but we can search for a specific address. So here is SWIC right here, and it should take us down to SWIC, right? Hopefully none of you are getting motion sick as we do this. So you'll see right there, there's our university, right there, Southwestern Illinois College. Now over on the right, there are some tools. There's a little man who stands here. And if you ever kind of want to move the man around and kind of place him on any of the blue roads that are highlighted, it will take you down to Street Side View. So that's a pretty fun feature. So if you're ever given an address as a journalist and you're wondering what are you looking for, you could always do Google Maps, but you can always do Google Earth as well. They pull from the same satellite information. It just depends on what you're kind of looking for. So just know that that feature's there. There's a lot of cool tools that come up in Google Earth, so don't be afraid to come in here and play around with the tools. I could spend an hour showing you all of the things that Google Earth can do for you, but I know we just have a short while. All right, so I'm going to back out of that. I'm going to go back to my Google search. Yikes, it's taking me, hold on, let me see if I can get back here. Getting out of Google Earth sometimes is a little bit of a pain. Down below, the last thing I wanted to show you was the arts and culture. If you are getting a little claustrophobic with being at home, you just need to get out a little bit. Google Arts and Culture is a cool place to explore. There's a little hamburger to the left of Google Arts and Culture in the top left, and you can go exploring nearby yourself. You can look at specific collections and things like that. So if you know you like something specifically, you can kind of come in and kind of look at this. It's all about the arts and cultures. If you know you like a particular place, sometimes we show our art students things that can come up in here. Here's one on Italy. If I click on Italy, it takes me right here and shows me the collections. I can view all of them. There are stories, and I can view all of them or kind of search through and see which stories I want to read. Also, they have some pictures that you can just kind of look at. Right now, they're sorted by relevance. That's what that little fire is, by popularity. And then over here, you can organize it by time. So if you're kind of looking for things from a specific time frame in a country, you can be like, oh, what's this, who's this person identified right here? So just know those are some tips and tricks on working with Google. They have a lot to offer. So don't ever be afraid to explore. I know sometimes when we use search engines, you just pop your topic into the search box and then you kind of keep going. But know that there's other tools. There is one other tool that you might use. It's called the Google News Archive. So this used to be a really strong collection in Google, but they kind of took the emphasis off of it. So what's kind of cool is if you go there, you get access to all of these old newspapers, and it's free. And you can just search for things for like Titanic, and you can search the archive. It looks like a regular results page, but you'll see it's coming from the Google News paper section. So like if you look at this, this is actually